hope you're well. I thought after my week at Butlins and having all the vlogs on of last week, if you haven't seen them, I will link them all in the description box below for you to go and check out. I thought I would do a quick review of what I thought of Butlins Bognor Regis. So first of all, if you don't know me, my name is Rachel. I'm a solo mum to one, and this year we went on a week-long holiday to Butlins. We've been there 3 times. This is our 3rd time going. We had a great time. We've done one holiday in Minehead, and then last year we went to Bognor, and we just much prefer Bognor Regis over Minehead, so we went back to Bognor this year. We're also going back next year, but only for a little weekend because we have got the big Disney cruise holiday coming up next year. But Gladiators are at Butlins next year across all 3 of them. Don't know why I did that. And my son is a huge Gladiator fan. So because I've been continuous years, I got a big discount. Because I booked it while I was there, I got another big discount. So it only cost me around £400 to £500 with a few of the extras added in. So we are going again next year, but only for the weekend. So first of all, I'm going to go through the apartment. So the first year we went to Minehead, we stayed in a silver room, which is basically a room with a double bed, TV and a kettle and all those essentials that you need in a bathroom. If you are just an adult couple on a very tight budget, if there's just you and one other child and you don't mind sharing a bed, and again, you're on a very tight budget, it does its job. That's all I can say. It does its job. If you're literally going to be there to put your head down and then go back out and stay in the park all day and all night, that's probably the best option for you. Last year I went away with my mum as well as myself and my son, and we chose a seaside apartment to give us more room. This includes a double bedroom, a twin bedroom, a kitchen diner and a front room, and it gives you a lot more space, and we much preferred the seaside apartment. My mum was due to come this year as well, but unfortunately our dog Toby is not very well and she didn't want to leave him, so she stayed behind. However, I kept the seaside apartment because it is more spacious for us, and we just much prefer it. However, the last 2 years has not been that bad. This year, the cleanliness of it was not up to par at all. The thick dust around skirting boards, light switches was absolutely disgusting. It literally looked like somebody had gone in, wiped down the basic stuff that you see first, and that was it. Hadn't actually done any proper cleaning, maybe just put a hoover around it. For someone like me who literally spots every single detail about everything, so as soon as I see one bit of dust, I start looking at all the details. I saw everything. Luckily, as it's me, I take cleaning wipes, so I got my cleaning wipes out and spent a good 10-20 minutes just wiping everything down. And yes, I know I could have complained, but it would be much quicker for me just to give it a quick clean myself, then I can go and enjoy the rest of my holiday with my son, rather than keep going back and asking people to come in and clean it. They did come in every single day to empty the bins and put fresh towels out for us, which I thought was a really nice touch. Didn't do that last year, but they did it this year. We were in Lighthouse Avenue number 1, and if you've watched the video, you saw that my brother, who did not book a holiday with me, we just booked the same week, was in Lighthouse Avenue number 2. So we were literally across the hall from each other like friends. It was great. We didn't really use it like friends, but it was so nice to know that my brother and his family were across the way, because I was on my own with my son, that I know that he was close by. So that was really, really handy for me. Other than that, it was a very nice room, just the cleanliness, and it could do with an update. The interior, the paintwork was not up to par. There was a lot of marks, a lot of scratches, a lot of the paintwork had fallen off. It could do with some fresh paint. It could do with just updating in general, just to make it more comfortable for people that have paid money. And yes, Butlins is very much on a budget. I think I paid just over £1,000, which included 4 days there for myself and my son, the seaside apartment and premium dining and circus tickets. So that's how much I paid for it. And I paid for it over the year because you can pay something per month, which doesn't look like you're really missing so much of it. So that's kind of like how I did it. And if they just give it a bit more of an update, it would just look a little bit more better. But other than that, I was quite happy with the apartment that we had. It was comfortable enough, the bed was comfortable enough, but there's still nothing like going home and sleeping in your own bed, is there? Just nothing like it. It had all the utensils that you would need: frying pans, cutlery and plates and glasses, a microwave and oven. If you wanted to do self-catering, you could easily do self-catering there. And they also have a supermarket there as well. So if you run out of anything, you can just go to the supermarket. It is very expensive, but right outside of Bognor is a bunch of shops that I'm sure that if you just popped out of Butlins for 15-20 minutes, went to a local supermarket and just got a bunch of stuff and brought it back in, it would be much cheaper for you to do it that way if you didn't want to pay for the premium or dine around or anything else like that. Moving straight on to the restaurants while we're talking about it, the first year we did the food court, which is very basic. It's a very basic food court. There's not as much variety. It's the cheapest dining plan there is. I don't know the exact amount, but I'll put that on the screen for you here of what it is in 2024. It was our first time ever on holiday, just myself and my son. So for me, it was okay. Very basic, low variety, like I said. And the whole atmosphere was very kind of school canteen-y atmosphere. It wasn't overly comfortable. The following year, we decided to do premium dining because my mum was with us, and again, my brother was on holiday with his family at the same time. So we did premium dining. Much preferred that. We were in a restaurant called The Deck. They had a huge variety. Everything was in one place. The actual restaurant and the seating areas were much more comfortable. So therefore, if you can afford it, go to premium. But if you really are on a tight budget, the food court one, there is nothing wrong with it if you just want very basic, easy, go and get it food. This year, however, we were in the yacht club and it was not good. It was not good at all. The variety wasn't as vast as it was in The Deck. You had the yacht club and then there was 2 other restaurants right next door, and very often we had to go into the other restaurants to get other foods that we wanted. In The Deck they had freshly made omelettes there. They had a station where they made you fresh food there. In the yacht they didn't. We had to go into the restaurant next door to go and get freshly made omelettes or anything else that was specific that they were cooking that night. We couldn't get it from the yacht club, so it was to and from the different restaurants, which was not good. And also we were not told that we could do that either, so our first night we were completely lost and was unsure what to do. Every evening they have an ice cream maker. This pretty much was just like melted ice cream that looked like ice cream soup. Not edible at all, but still allowed people to do it. They didn't put an out of order sign or anything on it, so people were still trying. And there were just loads of ice cream tubs left all over the place that the staff didn't even clean up. So they really needed to put an out of order sign on that. That was atrocious. And the first night as well, we've got little kids with us and they wanted jelly, and they said that they were going to bring jelly out. It was ready, just needed to bring it out. 25 minutes later, they brought out the jelly. She put the jelly down and we said, is there any spoons? She goes, no. You have to go through that restaurant to find one. So we were then sent, not the staff, we were then sent into the other restaurant to try and find a spoon. A lovely member of staff, don't know her name, did actually say, oh, I'll try and find you one. And she was searching everywhere. She asked another member of staff if there's any spoons behind the bar that they could give to us. And she gave us a baby spoon. Now, my child and my nieces are not babies anymore, so they don't need it. And plus, I wanted the jelly and I wasn't going to eat a jelly with a baby spoon. So, yeah, that wasn't good the first night. It picked up a little bit after that, but that first initial impression kind of put a dampener on the rest of it. So wasn't overly happy with our selection of the yacht club. When I booked it for next year, I have said that I don't want the yacht club, and they've already placed us into the Deck. So we're going back to the Deck next year for our premium dining. I did forget to mention as well that next year we are in the hotel, because in Bognor they have 3 different hotels, and I think we're either in the Ocean or the Wave, I can't remember. I'll put it down here, that we're in that. We're actually staying in the hotel next year, which we've not stayed in before. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the hotel is actually like and whether it's better than the actual apartments. But again, subscribe so that you don't miss that when I go and do that next May. So the dine-in packages that you have include your breakfast and dinner. It doesn't include lunch, only includes breakfast and dinner. However, you do the dine around, which means you can go to different restaurants in the actual park. So like Papa John's, the Diner, Farmhouse Grill, and a few others as well. You have breakfast there, but then you can decide whether you want to have a 2-course meal for lunch or a 2-course meal for dinner. So you only get like 2 meals, breakfast and lunch or breakfast and dinner, if you do the dine around. And if you just do the premium or food court dining, you only get breakfast and dinner. Therefore, you have to sort out lunch yourself. Again, there's Papa John's, there's Burger King, Chopsticks, Subway, Costa. There's plenty for you to choose from. I didn't. I took enough snacks to be able to make some lunches up for myself and my son that we actually took in the park just to save money. Once I think I took him to the supermarket and he got this pepperoni pizza wrap thing that he just demolished. There are plenty of places for you to eat, and I think a lot of the places as well do kids eat for £1 if you've got one adult buying a main meal. But do check that, don't quote me on that, do check that when or if you ever go to Butlins. So that was the food. Moving on to the entertainment. The entertainment, you can't fault it. There is something to see all day, every day. They have a small stage in the pavilion where the Skyline Gang, Billy and Bonnie go and do their shows. PJ Masks are on there as well, amongst many different things. They also do a Tots disco as well. All the entertainment is included in your overall cost of Butlins holiday. All you need to do is book. So you can get an app for Butlins, and about a week or 2 before you actually go, they'll say that you're able to book any events or anything else that you want to, and then just go on and you book the things that you want to do. So during the day, they have things going on in the pavilion, and those ones you don't have to book for. You just go and sit down over lunchtime or whatever, whenever the shows are on, and you can go and watch the show, and you don't need to book for them. However, if you want to go and see stuff in Centre Stage or Studio 36, can't remember what it's called then, where the big shows are, like pantomime is held. We did a Queen tribute there. They did a Robbie Williams songs there. Festivals of Rock was there. Stephen Mulhern was there. It was where the Gladiators will more than likely perform as well. Those are the ones that you have to book for. So they have 2 stages, Studio 36 and they have Centre Stage. Centre Stage is usually based in a pavilion, and then Studio 36 is a much bigger venue which is outside of the pavilion. Studio 36, they put something on different every single night. So if you want to watch something like the Queen tribute that we watched on the Monday evening, that will only be on the Monday evening, but they do 2 shows of it. So I think one show was at 6:30, 7, and then one show was at 9:30. You have to just book which one that you want to go to. Also in Centre Stage, which is based in the pavilion, they will put on something completely different. And again, they do an early showing and a late showing so that you can fit both shows in if you want to. And both of them you need to book. They don't just do evening shows, they do daytime shows as well. So this year we went to watch 360 All Stars, where they did BMX and they did beatboxing. They did all different kinds of talents and stuff like that. That was quite good to see. And in the Centre Stage we went and watched Jack and the Beanstalk pantomime, which was absolutely fabulous. So if you want to go and watch those kind of things, make sure that you download the app before you go so you can book things in, and I would book them in very, very quickly. But the entertainment wise is, you can't fault it. It's one of the reasons people go to Butlins. It's suitable for children and for adults as well. And some of the things we went to see was obviously 360 All Stars, Jack and the Beanstalk, Platinum Queen. We did Robbie Williams songs. We saw Festivals of Rock. They did an ABBA one as well. So we saw quite a majority of different things that everyone can watch. Other entertainment that they had was the circus. I think this is only on every summer, but definitely worth a watch. If you have booked a week-long holiday, I think that you can get them included in your overall booking, so they're actually included in your cost, but they usually send you the time that you will go and see the actual circus itself. So we were given 7:30 on Tuesday was our time slot to go and see the circus, but they do it at 1 o'clock, at 4 o'clock, at 7:30, and I think they do a later one as well, all through the week. So it's not just on one day, it's all through the week, so you can go and catch the circus. I highly recommend going to see the circus. It is fantastic. We've been for the last 3 years. Every year was different and every year was spectacular. And finally, entertainment wise, you can go to Reds, which is a place when all the shows are finished and there's nothing else on, but your evening hasn't finished, you want to carry on, you can go to Reds, where they do lots of different entertainment, silent discos, they do Ed Sheeran tribute acts, they do Taylor Swift tribute acts as well. We played bingo there, which was so much fun, and the red coats are unbelievable. They really get you involved in it. You can't go wrong. It's fantastic. That was the first time we've actually done anything properly in Reds, because usually we're just exhausted, but my brother and his family wanted to go and do the bingo, so we thought we'd tag along, and we had such a good time. So definitely worth going and checking out Reds at least once in your holiday, just to see what it's all about. It's such a fun atmosphere, you really can't go wrong with it. So for the entertainment, 5 out of 5 all the way, absolutely brilliant, can't go wrong. Okay, next up is the activities. Now, a lot of people did say I thought the activities were all included in the cost, and unfortunately they're not. A lot of them are, but some of them are not. So we paid extra for football academy, archery and laser tag, and my nieces paid extra for the dance academy that you can do with the Skyline Gang. The laser tag was £15 each. The Skyline Gang Academy, I think that was £15 each. Football Academy was £10 each, and archery was £6 each, but I think you can do balance ability as well, but obviously we've never done that, so I don't know how much that is. They do different ages. The dance academy I think is one age, I'm not sure, but when it comes to football and archery, they do different age categories. For laser tag, there is an age limit on it, so once your child hits that certain age, then anyone up. So I did it with my son and it was brilliant. I had such a good time. But they're well worth it, but not necessary. Butlins are also bringing out their play experience in October, which we're very excited for. It's very technology vibes. They've got laser tag in there now. They'll also have a golf thing called Tech Put, digi darts, shuffleboard. What else they have? Neo Games, which is a massive screen with loads of computer games and Angry Birds and all that my son's very excited to do as well. I think there's 9 games in total, 3-year-olds up to, some of them 3-year-olds can do, some of them you have to be 10 upwards to do. And this year they're not doing it where you have to pay the extra, they're doing it in tokens. So each activity will have a number of tokens that you would need to take part, and then you just see how many you want to do and it will tell you a price. So when my son and I added up everything we wanted to do, it came to an extra £100 to do everything. So now we've narrowed that down to doing 2 or 3 things that we really want to do, and then we'll do the rest the following year. When we go back in 2026, we'll do everything else that he wants to do then, because otherwise it just becomes way too much money. But everything is listed on their website. I don't know about the tokens, it's brand new, but that's what I know about it so far. But if you'd like me to do a video on going deeper into it, then do let me know, and I will do another video on that as well. Other activities they have is obviously the arcade, which again is a bit of money, so do make sure you've got spending money. They've got the claw grabbers for the teddies, which is very rare to win, but it is possible. Air hockey that you can do, little video games that you can do around the place as well, playing football and trying to score the goals, playing basketball and all those kind of things, as well as the 2p and the 10p machines, which is where all my money goes, not because my son gets addicted, but because I get addicted. So they have all those there as well, which are so much fun, and my son came away with so many prizes. We had such a great time. So do make sure that you've got some money so that you can have a go on a few of the games, because they are really fun, and it's part of what Butlins is all about. They also have an indoor and outdoor fairground. The indoor fairground is more for little children. My son is still at the height where he can go on them, but I think only next year, then the year after, he's going to be a bit too big. But these include teacups, ladybugs, aeroplanes, and a little car thing as well. Also inside they have the soft play, which is split into 2, big massive section for older children. If you've got babies and toddlers, they've got a little section that is just cut off for them, so they don't feel like they're going to get trampled or have to worry or anything like that. And then outside you have the big massive fairground where you've got a merry-go-round, and you've got helter-skelter, you've got You've got swings, you've got waltzers, lots of different rides that you can take part on, some for smaller kids and some for bigger kids and adults. So if you like that kind of stuff, that's going to be a fun thing for you to do, and it's completely free. You don't have to pay any extra for any of the actual rides. Some there has to be height restrictions, and some parents have to go on there with their little ones as well. And then obviously you have things that you do have to pay extra for, such as like hook a duck or throw the cans or pop the balloons or anything like that. You also have to pay extra for the go-karts, but it's £7 per cart. So if your child is old enough, they can go on their own. If they're not old enough, then it's per car, not per person. So it's £7. You can also go on the trampolines, which is £5. You can play mini golf, which is £5 per person. And you can go on little kind of dung buddy things, which are for the younger kids, and adults can go on them with the younger ones as well. My youngest niece had to go on with her mum, but my son and my eldest niece, which there's 8 weeks between them, they are able to go on their own, and that's £2 per person as well. So even though there's lots of activities you can do, there are some that you do have to pay extra for. But if you are on a tight budget, there are plenty of activities there that will keep you entertained without paying the extra. I thought the activities was well worth the money. My son doesn't want to do football next year, so he just doesn't enjoy it as much, and that's absolutely fine. But laser tag he absolutely loved, and watching his face and then coming away from there and talking about it for the rest of the day was well worth that extra. By £30 because I played with him as well, so it's £15 per person, but well worth it. It was such a good time to have. I loved every second of it. The activities that they have such a variety that there's always something to do. You are not going to get bored there, trust me. And if you do, the beach is right across the road. Just go to the beach. Moving on from there, let's go into the final two things. Let's go into the staff first. I found the staff very friendly, apart from the dining staff. They were quite rude, to be honest. They obviously had enough that day or whatever it was, but they weren't very helpful. There were even times when we were in the actual yacht club and there was not one person on the floor, not one. We searched everywhere. There was not one person there that could help anybody if they had any questions. I didn't find them particularly helpful. Even when you walked in, they just sat on the desk and just didn't feel like they really cared. So there does need to be some customer service work on the dining staff. When it comes to everybody else, everyone was so helpful, so kind. The red coats were brilliant, not just with the children, but with the adults as well. The staff in the shops and everything else were absolutely lovely and really helpful if you had any questions, and I can't really fault them. When we drove in, my son was shouting hello to everybody, and they were really fun and interactive with my son, and asking if he was looking forward to his holiday. We were directed in the right places. We had a little trouble with our window, and we luckily saw a maintenance man just outside, and he came and just showed us how to do it properly, and he was really kind and nice as well. So yeah, I can't really fault the staff apart from the dining staff. I didn't really think they were much. They were not very polite and could do with some customer service work. But other than that, they were really, really great. And finally, let's talk about everything else to do with Butlins. So all the shops that you have the Butlins souvenir shop, which sells everything Butlins, everything Skyline Gang. If you don't know who Skyline Gang are, then go back and watch one of the videos. They're a bunch of characters that are just for Butlins, and they sing and they dance and they act and they put shows on, and kids absolutely love them. You can buy outfits that they wear, and you saw loads of kids in different costumes that were the Skyline Gang. My son has got a couple of teddies of the characters and the dogs. There's a dog involved in them as well. And there's lots of different merchandise for Butlins, like badges, pins, stationery, magnets, anything you want. Just off the side of the Butlins store, you had another store which was really nice, and like holiday photo frames and a bit more grown-up-y stuff. If you want to take a souvenir but you don't want all the Butlins merchandise or whatever, there were some really nice things there that you could buy to give to your friends and family as souvenirs and things like that. You also had a Mega Treats where they sold lots of chocolate and sweets and popcorn galore, and candy floss, ice creams, all sorts of stuff. If you wanted to go and buy extra treats, you could go there and get all of that, as well as fudge and sticker rocks, because you can't go on holiday by the sea and not get fudge or sticker rocks. I mean, we're the UK, that's what it's all about. Just outside of there, you did have a toy shop as well. You had pottery painting classes, which are included in the cost that you have to book for. They had a leisure hub as well. So if you've not been able to book on to say the pottery painting or the balance ability or something like that, you can go there the morning of the actual event that you want to do, and if someone hasn't turned up or someone's dropped out, then you can take their space. So do use the leisure hub if you haven't got your booking that you want to do. Maybe you're too late, or maybe things got booked up really quickly. They also have a supermarket if you need any essentials, just a basic supermarket really, selling food, selling kitchen towels and all essentials that a supermarket would sell. That's in there as well. You've got a first aid hub too if you've got any problems, and you've actually got a laundrette as well if you need to wash any clothes for any reason. Maybe you've just run out, or maybe there's some spillages, that you can use the laundrette as well. I've never had to use it, so I don't know how much it is, but if you have ever used the laundrette, then do write in the comments how much it was to let everybody else know. But overall, my review of Butlins in my 3rd year of going, apart from the dining experience, we had a fantastic time. Well worth going. If you've never been to Butlins and you've got little children, definitely worth a trip. It's very budget friendly, so you are getting what you paid for, but the children's bases are well worth it. We have booked again to go next May for a long weekend to see the gladiators and other shows that my son wants to go and see. Plus that he wants to go and try out the play experience. And I think for now we are going to make it a yearly holiday, even if it is just for a long weekend, because we just love it so much. Until my son says that he doesn't want to go anymore, or that he's grown out of it, I think Butlins is going to be a yearly holiday for us for a good 2, maybe 3, possibly if I can push it 4 years, and then we'll be going on to places like Center Parcs and Haven, where it's a little bit more grown up for him. But if you have been to Butlins and you loved it just as much as I do, then do let me know in a comment box below what your favourite part about Butlins is. If this has helped you make a decision about going to Butlins, again, do let me know in a comment box below. I really want to say thank you again for watching all of the vlogs, which I will link in the description box below for you. And I want to say thank you just for watching this video, really. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button if you did like it, and don't forget to subscribe, because summer holidays are now over. It's only this week left, and then Christmas. So the Christmas video for 4 months of Christmas went out yesterday, so don't forget to go and check that out. Again, I'll link that down in the description box below. But the Christmas stuff is coming out, and now this is going to be full of money saving tips and budget buying and all Christmas vibes. So if you like that kind of thing, again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So I hope whenever you're watching this, you're having a good morning, good day, good evening, and I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.